I'm gonna share a little story about how the power of sounds changed my life and still changes my life and adds so much to my life every day, and how I can now bring this to you and to other people who need it, because sound is one of the most powerful tools we can work with to help our bodies, our mind, our soul in these times of change, in integrating, coming back into alignment and bringing our vibration higher again. So I grew up with a lot of sound and music around me. It was a really important part of my life, in my family. As my dad, he is a conductor and studied classical music. So when I was a baby, we always went to his concerts, and there is some sound coming by now. I'm in Ecuador, so it's all part of that. And I mean, the sound that I'm creating, we can intentionally work with sound, but to also be aware that the sounds that are around you all the time, they influence us all the time, without even knowing it, you know? And maybe when you take a moment and think back of moments that there was something with sound that brought up emotions, or maybe triggered or like annoyed, brought an annoyment. Because sounds, they can bring up lots of memories, even from past lives, I believe. And especially music that is shared from the heart. Wow. That has such a powerful, powerful impact on who we are. It can bring us back, it can help us to travel into time. It can help us to release emotions. And it truly, truly deeply, especially this vibration 432 Hertz, works with the cells in your body. So I love to hear what sound is for you in your life, if you want to share, and how it influences your life in many different ways. And if you have some beautiful moments that you remember that sound played an important part in some change, or how it helps you to move through emotions. And also I love to hear how it is when you listen to these tunes that I'm playing now. If you tune into your body, what do you feel? So I grew up with classical music. My mom was listening to a lot of music from, in the 80s and 90s. But my mom was listening to a lot of world music, and especially music with a deep message. Use it with a message that brings change. And then my dad was classical. So unconsciously, this is stored in my body. This is stored in my cells. And I just was surrounded with music all the time. And I wasn't aware of that until recently, that I was like, wow, of course. So when I was younger, there was a piano in a house, and naturally, intuitively, I was always expressing my emotions on the piano as a little child, as a little girl. And of course, because children, they are so much more in tune naturally with this, and aware that this is a tool for us to really help us. So for me, yeah, I was always expressing my emotions. So you could always hear in the house how I was doing. So if I was playing the high notes, I was happy. And if I was going through some dark, like anger or fear, I was playing the really low notes. And for me, this was amazing. I just was drawn to that. But then at one day, I started learning notes because my dad was teaching a lot of children in the neighborhood to learn to read and play the notes. And I cannot remember much of that on the flute. And I cannot remember much of that. But I do remember that at one point I went on piano lessons. So I got a piano teacher in the village where I grew up. And I was going there to learn. And I don't remember much of that, just that it made me really insecure because I was not able to truly learn from the notes, and at one point I didn't like it anymore. And I created this belief that I was not good with music because naturally I was playing from my feeling, and this is what I'm doing now too. I really tune into the energy and work with the energy and express this through music, and I was doing this as a child as well. But then with having the lessons, I was kind of trying to learn a new way, and it didn't fit me. So my spontaneous openness around music and intuitive play kind of closed off. And I remember that at one point I didn't like the piano lessons anymore. So I quit. And I quit music for a long time in my life. And I went in a journey as a teenager where I kind of shut down. My voice shut down. I became blocked in my body, and I went a path into a lot of darkness. And searching different distractions to not have to feel, and I didn't have the tools in that moment anymore how to deal with the intensity of life. And that was good because I learned a lot from it, and it brought me to where I am now, here in this moment, talking to you with all the wisdom I gained, all the inner work that I had to do to kind of climb up into the light again. And then, after a deep, deep inner journey with a lot of beautiful steps that brought me further into my awakening journey, where years passed, and after years of traveling, exploring the world outside and inside of me, I came back, and my mom, when she was 40, after the divorce with my dad, she started exploring music. She started with the djembe and then more West African instruments. And then this harp came to her energy and it resonated with her. So this instrument was her first West African harp. Now she has 2 different ones. And when she started playing this, it changed a lot in her life. Like, definitely the music became a really important tool for her. And I witnessed this, but I was not ready yet myself. I needed to do my travels. But I remember that every time when I bumped into musicians, I felt this missing piece, this deep sadness, this longing of belonging. But I created this belief that I didn't belong to that. So at one point, after years of traveling, I was back in my mom's house and I was staying there for some weeks. And then for the first time, because I was ready, this instrument started calling me. And I asked, can I play it? Yes, so we tuned it. I started playing and wow. It was such a deep journey, and immediately I started singing, my voice started opening, and I started channeling all of these songs that came through me that were bringing healing to my body, to my emotional body, to my spirit. And I never experienced that before. And I couldn't stop playing anymore, and my fingers were just going and going, and it was just a whole new world opened for me. And these 2 weeks at my mom's house, I remember that I even sometimes got up in the night because I just wanted to play. I couldn't sleep. I had so much energy. I was opening. And this is how I experienced myself, how powerful and how healing and how supporting sounds are, especially on instruments like this that are created for this purpose. So for some years, I played and I really, really took my time to connect in deeper ways with her ngoni, this instrument. And I was doing this and really going in a healing journey with myself. Playing in my room, playing a lot in the forest. And I noticed every time people kind of came by, it always touched something deep, and it changed the energy in deep ways in places where I was playing. So this is how I for years was learning and growing and discovering the power of sound. And then I started attracting people in my life that were working with the power of sound, really powerful women that I felt called to learning from them. So they became my teachers. And doing this for some years and really diving into my own spirit and opening myself more and more, life started inviting me through other people that were asking me, hey, can you play for me? Hey, can you help me? So slowly, step by step, I started sharing the music more, and I started discovering, wow, the power. And that when I played for people and when I took them into a sound journey, that it was transforming for them in their lives. Yes, and I was in the Netherlands exploring this. And then suddenly the South America started calling me, and I felt really deep I needed to bring these instruments with me. Because along the way, there were more instruments start coming into my life, and I got them all gifted. So life really was telling me that I needed to do something with this, and this was the path to go. So that's a part of the story, how I'm here now, sitting with this harp in Ecuador, playing for you guys and feeling the calling to share the music more, to bring support into the world. I experience how it is in groups, one-on-one sessions, and it's all so deep, so amazing, so profound. And what I'm singing is that I tune in with the energy and I channel the sound. I don't know if you heard of this. Do you know what channeling is? Channeling is kind of becoming a vessel for information from spirit, from energy flowing through you, and you are translating this into an earth way to bring it here and to bring support into the world. So this can be in many different ways. For me, music is one of the ways. Especially through my voice, So I love to hear if you experience channeling as well, and what way that is calling to you, because we all have our unique ways that we can become the vessel and translating the energy into something here on earth.